Welcome back to my Let's Play of Tomb Raider Chronicles for the PS1. This is Jeremy Clough Gaming, and I used to be called Clough Plays, but I changed my name last year to Jamie Clough Gaming because I thought that name sounded a lot better than the previous one, and I don't regret it. In fact, it's probably done my channel a bit of a favour to have a more gaming focused name, but we'll see if that actually is the case. But yeah, the thing I was trying to say before I got cut off is I had an epiphany a few years ago that I used to consider the first 5 games to be the classics because they were on PS1. But the epiphany I had was that Angel of Darkness should also be considered a classic because it was the last core design game, even though it's PS2, even though it's a different engine, even though it was three years later and different graphics and everything. It is one of the classics because it's the last core design developed game before they went out of business. So it's just like, and if you compare the in-game model Lara to Tomb Raider 4 FMV Lara, they're the same Lara. The LD is a classic. It might not be a good game, but it's one of the classic games. Core Design developed it. It was published by Eidos, just like the first 5 games. So yeah, but there were a lot of good ideas in Angel of Darkness. There were some really great ideas. It's just that because of time constraints, because Eidos wanted the game out like a year and a half before it was ready. Obviously, a lot of the stuff that would have made the plot make sense was cut out. So, for example, you're left not knowing who certain characters are that you would have done had there been the plot that wasn't cut out. So yes. But of course, this is Tomb Raider Chronicles, the last PS1 Tomb Raider, that was also available on SEGAS Dreamcast and the PC at the time. So, also, you can play it on the original PlayStation, the PlayStation 2, and the PlayStation 3. You can't play it on PlayStation 4 because that's not backwards compatible. And there was some talk that it should be, but it isn't even compatible with PS3 games, I believe. So not sure why they did that. I mean, a lot of people will be very happy that it's not backwards compatible with PS3, for instance, because it's that was the most recent PlayStation 4. But I'm waiting on. Oh, there's few things I enjoy more than talking over video games. I don't know why I enjoy it. I don't know why, but I do. So here we are. Yeah, and I've got 2 garden keys now. So you can put those in there. And as you'd think that it would open that gate just in front of us, wouldn't you? Because that's the gate next to it. But no, the gate that actually opens is the side one there. And as you can see, those 3 dragon statues. Don't suspect they'll ever come to life or anything. Oh no, that won't happen. Definitely not. 100% certain that will never happen. So no need to worry about that. Oh yeah, another fantastic score from Peter Connelly. Can't pronounce his name though, but that doesn't matter for shit. Actually puts the Philosopher's Stone from Harry Potter into one of the things there, the cubicles. What's called cubicles?
What? Idiot! Idiot! What does the cowboy hope to achieve with this mindless firing?
Ain't mindless. Ain't we trying to kill her anymore then?
You were kicked in the head by a horse, we? So the brain doesn't work correctly?
How'd you know about that?
Never mind. Never mind. We'll wait until she collects the other pieces. In this fashion, we have the full price at no extra effort.
You is one clever cookie, boss.
Comparatively, yes. Come, let's get off this roof. And I will buy you a milkshake.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty amusing, that cutscene. And also, if you've played the first Tomb Raider, and you look at those character models there, they're the same character models from the original Tomb Raider game of Larson and Pierre. They haven't bothered to update them at all. So they pretty much stuck 1996 character models in a 2000 video game. And they look very, very poor quality as a result of that. Lara herself has advanced a lot more since the first game. They haven't, which I find hilarious. But, like I said, the game was rushed, and they probably didn't have the time to do that, because it would take quite a bit of time to do that. Don't know how much time. I'm not involved in the video game industry, so to speak. I do design characters, but that's for a comic strip. It's hardly the same thing. It's completely different. Because they're not three-dimensional. Oh, hold on a second. Some of them are, because I do have some 3D models. And I know that to develop 3D characters, even using some of the bases that you're provided with, I can take hours and hours of work to get the look right. And these characters were designed, well, to do from scratch, pretty much. Even though that we know that Tomb Raider, this model of Lara obviously was designed for Tomb Raider 4, and they just reused the same model 99 spec into 2000, but that's not so bad, because 99 2000, there wasn't such. I don't think this game actually has any graphical leaps at all, to be honest. In fact, I'd say in the cutscenes, Lara doesn't quite look as good as she did in Tomb Raider 4 for some reason. She looks a bit they've tried to do something to her, and it's made her look a bit strange. I can't quite explain it, but maybe that was just because she had a hat on, and she didn't have that in Tomb Raider 4. Maybe that was the thing, but that was for a cutscene that's not in this level set, so yes. So like I say, Rome is quite relaxing. There's quite a relaxed ambient atmosphere to it, and these sound effects here are legitimate sound effects. They probably actually went to Rome and recorded what it sounds like during the night to get these sound effects, because it sounds very authentic. Although in reality, they may not have done. It may just be from a standard sound file, but it sounds really nice, in my opinion. So yeah, I'll just shout at that very loudly, out of character. And some of the weapons from Tomb Raider 4 do make a comeback. The pistols, obviously, the shotgun, and the revolver. However, you don't get the grenade gun in this game, and you don't get the crossbow, which is unfortunate, because the crossbow is by far my favourite weapon of the series. Well, I say that. I think the rocket launcher from Tomb Raider 3 is slightly cooler, but the crossbow does explosive bolts, so it was a nice evolution of the rocket launcher, so to speak. And you could also get poison arrows and ordinary arrows. It was great. And one of my favourite weapons of the series, although the revolver is another one of my favourites, and you can also use the laser sight. The laser sight does come back in this game for the revolver, and it's obviously the same model of revolver from Tomb Raider 4, which is pretty cool. Where he uses it there. And that I believe is what you call a green man from pagan culture. But obviously the one that looks more like a Greek green man. And as it is in Rome, Similar. Well, the Romans kind of invaded a lot of countries. They added bits of culture, and they sort of incorporated some of their folklore into their culture as well. So, though they were a bit a pain in the arse in terms of the fact they went around invading countries and conquering them, they did actually bring a lot of technology, like in terms of architecture, that was literally streets ahead of any other civilization at the time. So they did bring benefits that way, I suppose. Yes, but they were eventually wiped out by volcanoes, and civilization probably took a step backwards in terms of architecture for several hundred years. Yes, it's interesting because the Romans had toilets, and we didn't really advance upon what they'd created until the 17th century or something like that, when we invented the sewerage system. And I've been in a Roman city, and it's fascinating. They're really small, though. People back then must have been about 3 or 4 foot tall, to be honest, but it's really fascinating. That's why I like things like Time Team. It's more realistic archaeology, so it's not as interesting as what Lara Croft does. Lara Croft's kind of a fantasy, really, real archaeologists are middle-aged men with pot bellies, West County accents. So I was going to do a meme on that, but I chickened out because it probably make me look like an idiot. Not that I haven't done some idiotic things on the internet in my time, but and this I think is really cool, because you unlock a door that opens to reveal the battering ram. The battering ram has like a ram's head on it, a golden ram's head. I thought that was really cool, personally. Maybe because that's my star sign, the ram. I'm an Aries, if you believe. When I was younger, I was like, oh, that's so true of my character. But then, no, I'm not so sure. There might be some truth, some vague truth to it, but if you believe in star signs, the problem is that you believe that there are only 12 different types of person in the world. So that's actually kind of a bit narrow-minded to actually believe in star signs that way, but a lot of people make a fuck ton of money from exploiting people's spiritual beliefs like that. But I'm okay with that, personally, because, money's got to be made somehow, and we might not agree with how it's made, but... Or indeed, some people just look at the money and don't have to make a penny, but... and yet again, she's being assaulted by a gang of unruly bats, and I have to do a lot of somersault moves, which can be hard to do in a small room where she's battering off the walls, but never mind. And like I say, I like the Rome area here. I think it's a really nice looking level. It's a bit short on excitement, but as a level, it's alright, it's pretty good, so... Oh yes, and I died, didn't I? Because I wanted to showcase what happened when you ran into the ram. And of course, you instantly get killed and have to start again, so... That would be why I'm getting a bit confused here. And, I'm very impressed with the detailing of the birds. They actually used proper 3D models for that. And, I'd naturally assumed the PC version would be more detailed. But the PlayStation version, they're pretty much as detailed in the PlayStation version, which is what I find impressive. Because the PlayStation, obviously not quite as powerful as a PC. Because PCs, well, the amount of power they have is just insane compared to a mid-90s game console, for instance, where even a mid-90s PC would be capable of so much more. But the problem is that most people aren't so good at IT that they can get the capabilities out of it. So the majority of us just plod on, not knowing how powerful our PCs are. But myself, I'm mediocrity that way, but for the most part, that doesn't really matter. It's all about the looks. If you care about look more than content, I question you as an individual. Of course, you have to care about the look to some extent, but it's the content what matters. And so, even though this is inferior looking to the PC version, it's still perfectly playable, and for the time, it looked quite nice for PlayStation. This would have made the most of the PlayStation's hardware. This came out in the year that the PS2 came out, of course. So this is one of the very last PS1 games to ever exist. Yeah. Oh no! Oh dear! I'll just burp very loudly into the mic. Not that there is a mic, because I'm not actually using a mic, but there you go. Oh dear. Yeah. And also, those big levers that you got in Tomb Raider 4, they were only in Tomb Raider 4. I don't believe there's any in Chronicles at all, so instead they replaced them with a switch that was more Tomb Raider 3-esque, with a sort of lever-esque approach of Tomb Raider 4. So what you get in this game is kind of a mixture of Tomb Raider 3 and Tomb Raider 4. With a lot of reused assets from Tomb Raider 4, including the medipacks and all of the weapons you get here. Except one of the weapons you get later is actually a reused asset from Tomb Raider 3. A 98 specification asset in a 2000 specification game. Well, that's not quite as bad as using a 1996 specification asset, but there you go. I will be, of course, let's play all of the classic Tomb Raider games, but whether I do Angel of Darkness or not, I don't know, because, like I say, I've done a feature on it for the channel, but that was only 3 videos long, and like I say, it wasn't professionally recorded, because I didn't have, it turned out the only thing I didn't have was a modern TV, because the TV I had actually wasn't able to run the capture software. I had the capture software at that time. I had it a few years before that, even. I just couldn't quite use it. And if only I got a new television at the time, I would have been able to do Let's Plays professionally recording. I would have figured everything I've figured out a lot faster than I have done. So a bit of regret there. But time doesn't wait for no man, woman, or indeed anything else. Time just goes. No matter what you do with your life, at some stage, it ends. And that's the same for all of us. And that's what we have to grasp, really. And I can figure quite a number of years when you're younger to actually have that maturity to realise, holy shit, this isn't forever. I am getting older. Time doesn't last forever. I've got to do something useful. You don't have to do anything useful. But if you want to succeed, you might want to do something. But not all of us can, because of various things and stuff like that. I'm not prejudiced towards people who can and can't achieve. Everyone's at different levels. Everyone is a different type of person, whether you believe that or not. Some people aren't, but and so yeah, at this point, I've already done everything you need to do to complete the level. However, as I've said, I've tried to get as many secrets as I can. This is not a walkthrough, so I don't know where they are beforehand. In a walkthrough, if it's a proper walkthrough without commentary, you have to get all of the secrets, because people are relying on you to show you the game, show them the game, rather than not you, because you're actually, oh, for God's sake, what am I even saying here? I don't know. But in walkthroughs, you have to know what you're doing. You have to know every aspect of the game. You have to show all of it off to everyone watching. That is a requirement. Let's Plays, just some idiot ramble over again. You don't have to know everything, but unless it's a blind Let's Play, you do have to pretty much know the game, or at least to have completed it before in the past, so that you actually give out enough information so that it looks like you've actually played the game before. Yeah, so it's not necessarily a requirement. There's no requirements for it. It's YouTube or the film or all of that. It's a load of random stuff that people upload for God knows what reason. And if you get too big, there's a chance you can get your channel deleted. YouTube has been deleting some channels lately. And unless you're a really big YouTuber, that's a celebrity out of it, the chances of YouTube decides to delete your channel, it would be almost impossible to get it back. So that happened to one of the people I watched. So I was like, whoa, he had a few thousand subscribers. They got rid of his channel out of the blue for no apparent reason, apparently. A slight infringement. I think he's got rid of his Twitter now, so I don't think he's actually going to get it back, unfortunately. So, I mean, I just think if that happened to you, you'd be pretty gutted, and it would be pretty devastating to see something that you've worked on for years be taken down for a slight infringement like that. But it's not a problem for me currently. If I get too big, but not that big, it could become a problem, because well, I'm not at the stage. I'm not even small, to be honest. When you consider that people who are small have thousands of subscribers, I don't even have hundreds. So I'm not even. So I'd describe mine as a microscopic YouTube channel. Not even big enough to be small, really. Even though there's a lot of content on it, that hasn't necessarily resulted in more subscribers or growth. Growth has been very slow. If I'm lucky, I get about 3 new subscribers every year, and that's about it. Better than having none, but as I said, my subscribers don't really watch my content, so that makes it a bit strange. I suspected they just want to sub to their channel. Sub for sub. I do sub for sub, because I can't really afford not to at this point. And it was the thing I did for Twitter. I've just carried it over to YouTube now. On my old channel, I didn't do sub for sub. Didn't really need to. I had plenty of views, so. And that is the final secret of the first level. I've got all 3 secrets. And though I did kind of remember where they are, the memory is only vague, to be honest. I don't fully... My mind doesn't work like that. I can't retain every bit of information that I've learnt. I can't retain most of it, actually. And if I try, it just does not work. So, it doesn't work because it won't. But if I can barely remember something, I've got half a chance. If I can't, I don't. And if I can't, I probably won't find it, to be honest. I drop another save here. Notice the saves are infrequent on these levels because they're not hard, so I don't need to. Well, there is challenging aspects, and I'd say actually the Rome section is by far the easiest section as a section. Cutscene coming up here, so I'll shut up for now.
Calm, Lara. We're all friends here.
Begging your pardon, ma'am, but if you'd like to put them pea shooters away.
Now, the second stone, if you please, Miss Croft.
Come get it.
It's a little too late in the evening for these games. Larson, search her, if you please.
Well, god darn if I don't get all the best jobs.
You want to try the back pockets?
Lawson! Enough! Enough! My patience is exhausted with this childish nonsense. The stone, Miss Croft.
If you put this into that gate, Pierre, you're going to get a lot more than you bargained for. Trust me.
I'll put it in then.
That would be one of the stupidest moves you've made. And that's saying something. I think you'll appreciate.
A nice try as always, Miss Croft.
Wait for it. Don't say I didn't warn you.
What is it? What have we done?
In your usual flamboyant style, you have set in motion the next gate phase.
Next gate phase?
If my memory serves me, the gate has realigned itself. And if it does not receive 2 stones in the next few moments... If I was you, I'd grab your Cro-Magnon cowboy over there and run as fast as your little legs can carry you. Au revoir, mon cher.
Au revoir indeed, and with that, we're about to start the new level now. I don't know whether this will end up being split off from the previous one, because it's a different level, so